Hey everybody, Jeremy here from Shade Tree Vintage Auto and DD Auto and Salvage with Kevin and Cameron, and we're refinishing the Dart since we messed it up. And unfortunately, I can't do a lot just because broken rib from earlier this week. But hopefully I can race when we get down there. So this is going to be pretty much just a quick video of us just kind of touching some stuff up and getting ready to go. So one of the things we've got to do is flush the fuel tank out and basically clean all of the fuel system again and get fresh. I've got new spark plugs because these ones just kind of due to the old fuel. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. They just, wow, really didn't want to focus. Anyway, so put new plugs in. I'm trying these E3 out. Never used them before. We'll see what they do. Got to clean the carburetor, fix a couple other things, but mainly the exhaust. And then this car will be ready to go. The Max wagon, we'll go check on it here in a little while probably. It's supposed to be getting a windshield. That's basically all it needs. Getting excited because we're leaving in, less than 5 days. We got to leave here Thursday morning really early, so. Well, we had to run grab a few things, but we decided since the frame on this is actually rusty and the rockers are rusty, even though a lot of you guys don't believe it, we're going to go ahead and just weld in some homemade subframe connectors. And hopefully that will help with, this kind of stuff, since that's structural and it's all rusted out. And he already welded up a spot on the actual front frame rails. We put in our vintage can holders on each side so we can have our 12-ounce Pepsi or Coke or Bud Light. Probably not a Bud Light though. And then we're getting loaded with all the different parts and stuff that we may need. And I learned from my boss, you can never have too much stuff, because he has a bunch of stuff everybody makes fun of him for. And you know what? When we were down in Sacramento, we had that 3-place trailer and the lights went out. He had enough scrap pieces of wire on his truck that we were able to rewire that whole trailer and get home. So can never have too much junk in preparation for whatever may happen. Anyway, so we're gonna get back to work. The frame connectors are in, spark plugs, all that stuff's been changed, but for whatever reason, it's not firing on 4 cylinders. So Dad's looking into that, and hopefully we don't have to do surgery. It's got a horrible mess. Not sure what happened. All we did is change the spark plugs. I haven't even went and drove it yet. So it sounds like the intake manifold gasket is bad. If you hit it just right, you can hear it change. Now that I've tried to show you, it's not going to do it. And I have a really good intake manifold I could put on it, but it's changed. So you can hear it kind of burp a little. So we're going to pull the intake manifold off, but I think I'm just going to put the stock one back on. Unless it's got a crack, which... make a difference when you pull one, but we pulled 4 off all the way across, and it doesn't make a difference how it runs. Pull every other one, which happens to be the top part of the plenum. So yeah, I guess we're going to do the intake manifold gasket and not put my L LD340 intake on, which is kind of a bummer, but that's all right. You know, that intake does need to come off, and I kind of have this laying around. Whew. Yeah, it definitely wouldn't be in the battle of the beaters at that point. The intake manifold is off, so we're going to clean it up to put new gaskets on. Had to take the valve cover off to get the intake off, so I've got a gasket for that. Really, it's actually clean in there. I'm pretty impressed. Yeah, I think we're just going to bolt it back together and hopefully that works. Well, we found a bent push rod, which is this one. You can actually see right there where there's a wear mark. And so we're going to do a compression test on that cylinder really quick. Hopefully the valve is not bent or damaged. We did look down in here and crank it over. Valve seems to be moving freely, but there's got to be a reason why the push rod is bent. So, investigation. Push rod is out. It's getting straight into the old-fashioned hammer way. Right there. We really could not find a reason that it was bent. Had 150 pounds of compression in that cylinder, which is really pretty good. So, not sure exactly what's going on. But we're going to put it back together and see if it runs. It's going back together. Hopefully we fixed whatever the problem was. As you can see, it's dark now, but we're running out of time. We got to have this thing done and the Max wagon and everything loaded up and ready, and don't have a lot of time to do that. So we're cutting down to the deadline, and because the windshield was cracked in the Max wagon, we had to get a new one. And we had a guy hired to do it, and he couldn't figure out how to take the trim off, and so I had my brother come to help, and we found out that he was turning the screws the wrong way and was stripping them out. So always find a glass guy that knows how to do the whole lefty-loosey thing. Anyway, so we're gonna get that put in. Between that new windshield and the new rear end stuff that you may or may not have seen, all that cool Caltrac and Calvert Racing monoleaf and the Dana 60 doesn't look so much like a beater. So maybe one of these days it will get washed. Really, I cannot believe how solid it is in the window channel where they kind of get rusty. But something that I also think is really cool, is I'm a sucker for the history stuff, is this is written on the A-pillar on the driver's side, F30. So, and you can see it's written on the inside, so you can see it from like the passenger side coming down the line as well as the driver. So that had to be something so that they knew what it was designated for or something like that. I don't know, but it's pretty cool to see. Anyway, now we're gonna get the glass in. The windshield is in. Now we are just putting the trim on after it kind of settles for a minute. And then lots of cleanup because we used a lot of soapy water and straight soap. So back on the Dart, we got to put back together, and it was still having some issues. And we were playing with the Brawler carburetor, and it worked great at first, but for whatever reason, the idle circuit on the passenger side quit working. So it was just not idling, and you could rev it up just a little bit, and then all of a sudden it'd kick in and be running fair, but it just wasn't firing good enough. So it was like on the intake manifold, the whole top plenum. So I think it was number 2, number 4, number 7, and number 1 was not firing. So I was going to put this thermoquad that I have, this fresh rebuilt. That is actually for the Super Coupe, but we wouldn't be able to make that work with the factory intake manifold. So I had this Holley 650 double pumper laying around, still in the box, brand new. And so we're just going to throw that on, and hopefully that solves the problem. and we can go racing since it's we've got to load everything up 2 days from now. So hopefully that's good. The Max Wagon's almost ready. I've just got to do the seat belt and a couple little things, and it's ready. Has the windshield in now, all of that. But it's getting close. Both time and the cars are getting close. I'm super excited. The Holly is on. I haven't started it yet, so I'm going to do that here in just a second. Hopefully do a little tuning. Unfortunately, I won't be able to take it for a ride because it's unregistered, and I have a neighbor all mad because yesterday when we were working on it for like half an hour, it was too loud for him. So don't want to disturb the piece anymore. I'm already going to disturb it enough just firing it up and tuning it. So let's go ahead and start with that. Let's see. The key in. Oh, so you can see stuff in here. Trunk's full. Oh, maybe I didn't hook the battery up. So usually when my cars are sitting, I unhook the battery just for safety reasons. So, okay, we'll just jump the solenoid. Get some fuel up in there. So that was just from residual fuel that was in the intake. You can see the filter has some. Oh, there's some fuel coming in the carb now. Let's see. Sounds like it's firing on all 8. So now we're just gonna have to play around with some adjustments to get it going where we need it to. So after playing a little bit, idling a little low, which I actually kind of prefer to idle a little bit low. Played with the air fuel and doesn't have hesitation. It sounds good. So I think it's about ready. Just have to load it up on a truck and take it to work tomorrow or the next day so I can go take it for a burn. So try to keep the peace here with the ornery old guy. Just about ready to get the Max Wagon and the duct tape dart loaded to head to Tucson Dragway for duct tape drags. I cannot wait. We're leaving at 5 in the morning, meeting a couple people down in Ogden at 6 and caravanning down. This is going to be awesome. Who all's going? Well, we are loaded and ready to go, and honestly cannot wait. Leaving in the morning first thing, like I've already stated. If you see us going down the freeway, be sure to honk and wave. You can see we got all of our stuff here and a bunch of stuff in the cars. I can't wait. And we ordered some new Max straps, and they got here just in the nick of time. I ordered pink because we have a problem with straps getting stolen around here, and this way when the construction crew try to take them, they'll be really easy to pinpoint. And plus the pink just looks really good. This is going to be exciting. I'm ecstatic about it. Maybe you can get an actual shot of the subframe connectors now. So I just kind of welded in, and this is going to be so much fun. So I'm going to go ahead and upload this video, and I'm going to make a whole bunch of video down at Duct Tape Drags. So be sure to subscribe and like, turn on the notifications. And if you're down there at Duct Tape Drags, feel free to stop by and say hi. We'll be there, obviously. Cameron, Kevin, Dave from Rust Bucket Restos, Johnny Mopar, Ruben, like just a bunch of people, Vanessa from 5 Point Parts. We're gonna just all be hanging out and having fun. I mean, mean, that's what this event's all about, is just having fun. No trophies, no prize money, just the enjoyment of rusty junk. And yeah, it's yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I'm just so excited. So, well, we're gonna get on the road in the morning and we'll see you at Duct Tape Drags. Thanks for watching.